Hello and welcome to Mickey Art. My name's Michelle Edhouse and today I'm playing with colours and playing with methods of applying. I have an exhibition that I'm participating in. Ooh, sorry if that's a bit weird sounding. Coming up, and I have asked around what colours I should use, and I've been given sort of bright and Hawaiian-y type beach sunset type colours. So I'm playing with colours, playing with how they interact, and playing with how I can get them to do what I want it to do. So one of the things I'm kind of thinking of is creating a sunset, and a sunset but coming down into the water so that the sunset actually reflects in the water, if that makes sense. Now the easiest way I can think of to do that is to do a spiral pour with sunset colours and then pick the point at which it becomes water and add a little bit of ripple effect. Yeah, makes sense? Alright, so that's the target for today. Why did I cut off this piece of plastic quite so carefully? Well, some of you who followed me for a while know that I like to recycle, and the one thing that really bugs me about canvases is they come wrapped in this plastic wrap, and it's frustrating. I get it. Canvas picks up dirt really easy, it scuffs really easy, it's, you know, if you didn't wrap it then it would arrive to me in a manner that I wouldn't be happy to buy, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. I get it! And I also don't like having to throw it away from just one use. So, let's use it again. What am I talking about? Well, what I had the other idea of is using it to capture the paint. Now, many of you are like me and you like to use the paint that drips off your paintings. So let's actually catch it on something. To give you a nice background, I always put down a sheet of paper. And this is just you know, the desk pads that they have in offices. And as you can see, the plastic underneath is pretty messy. And I replace this paper every time, but you guys have seen it when I'm playing with the paint on the ground. The paper gets all torn up, and sometimes I end up picking up bits of the paper into the paint when I'm doing... Anyway, you get the gist. I'm going to see if I can reuse that plastic and possibly create a little bit more ease in my life and give it a little bit more usefulness before it gets thrown away. And if anyone can come up with an idea on how we can get rid of the amount of plastic, I would love to hear it. And I'd be happy to forward it through to different places that can get that. So, what am I doing? I don't know. I do know. I'm getting a cup. Now these cups I've found, they actually will bend into a point without snapping. So that's why I chose this one. We're doing a dark to light to red, yellow, white scenario. So when we're doing a spiral pour like that, we start with white. I always like to put a bit more white in the bottom than I think I need. And the reason for that is so that the stuff that gets left on the bottom, I'm too high up, I can't do that. Okay, the stuff that gets left on the bottom is white, but I actually want some white to come out. So, oh, this red's a bit gloopy. So I'm just going to pour it down the side and pour each colour down the side. What have we got? We've got, what sort of yellow was it? I just mixed it up. Medium yellow. We've got vibrant red or something, I think it's called. We've got cerulean blue, which I'm hoping mixes nicely with the vibrant red and makes a pretty purplish kind of colour, but I have my doubts. This is why I'm doing a test. The end result painting that I'm creating, I don't have the chance to have multiple canvases to work with, so let's So I'm just going to do a standard spiral pour, okay, and a spiral pour is where you have multiple colours and you draw little tiny circles in amongst each self. And this is so not what I, maybe it is. Well, maybe it could work. It could work indeed. And then we're getting the white. Okay. And then we're just gonna try and get it so that it's focusing for you. Okay. And I'm just gonna tilt to one side. Tilt to the other. And I'm going to pop these air bubbles because I've only just mixed that yellow, and yellow tends to be one of those colours that holds its air bubbles. So just going to get rid of those air bubbles before we go any further. Come on, bubbles, off you go. Go away. Come here, go away. Come here, go away. Come here, as in come to the top, and then go away, pop. Okay. Now, some of you are aware of my capacity to not apply enough paint. It's a grand capacity, and I've had people comment about how they're so grateful that I don't waste as much paint as some of the other pourers do. And quite often it gets me in trouble from the space of I don't have enough paint. It just disappears on me. So I'm just going to do that. and hopefully that will sort that problem out. Okay, so what have we learned already? Not enough red, not enough blue, too much yellow. Okay, so I just noticed there's going to be a lot of noise start up just outside my door, and I'm going to just pause the video and go and have a chat with them for a moment and let this sit. So I'll be back really soon. So 20 minutes later. The joy of having my studio in a construction yard. How does it get any better than this? I am absolutely loving this piece down here. Let me just zoom you in and show you close up some of this stuff. That is yummy to me. I love it. I'm not a huge fan of the way it's blending on the corners, or rather not blending, where I did those extra bits of paint. But you can see that basically I needed to, otherwise it was just going to run, I was going to lose all the red and it was just going to roll over itself. So when you pour paint and you've got a lip of paint and it's going onto a dry thing, it will roll and curl under itself and to travel, and you will lose anything that's pretty in that bit that rolls under. If there's silicone in there, it'll then pop back up and maybe create something else as well, but quite honestly, it is not what you desire to be creating. That's why having plenty of paint. I need to start with more blue. Alright, so I'm just going to spin this round so that you can see it a bit better, all of it, and zoom back out. Okay, so what have I learnt? I have learnt not so much yellow, more white, more blue and red. But I really love this. This is stunning. So for this piece, what I'm actually going to do is see how much paint we've got on here and just stretch. It's sat for 20 minutes, so it has settled a bit. Here we go, it's moving. Going to push those corners off to start with. That way, pop. And that way. And just stretch all of that out. Sorry, it's not very clear for you because of the angle I'm on. Oh, I like that. Now, what could we create with this? see if we can pull that corner off as well. Probably not. No. Okay. Wash hands. Messy. Back in a minute. Okay. So just wondering if I can just create just looking at what's in here. And the yellow's just taken over the world. Okay. Stretch that out a bit. That's what I was targeting. Getting that to go over. But I wanted, when I added more paint, I wanted to add paint that I actually didn't mind if it didn't go over the edge. Okay. Just need that last little corner to come down. There we go. And that one. There we go. And then I'm just going to drag it back down again. Stretch those top ones back out. When you're doing stripes like this, they collapse. As the paint runs, it stretches and collapses the rings. Okay, I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it. So that is so not what I had originally intended. But it looks cool. I like it. How does it get any better than that? I'm kind of wondering about just turning this around for my maybe this whole plastic underneath is not a good idea. Not like that anyway. I'm still getting paint on my white, so it's not gonna let me reuse that paper over and over again. So I am wondering, feel like there needs to be something else, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave it. I'm kind of getting, when I ask the question, is it now while it's wet or later when it's dry? Later when it's dry is lighter. So I'm going to leave it and let it dry and then ask the painting what it needs adding. Just going to go through and pop any little air bubbles that I can see have appeared there. It's funny, my favourite flower in all the world is yellow roses, and yet when it comes to actually yellow in paintings or anything else, I'm not a fan. How does it get any better? What else is possible? Okay, I'm going to leave it and let it dry. So let's move this out of the way and see what else we can create with what's underneath. So here's what's underneath. It's a bit of a mess. There's a lot going on, and I'm not seeing a lot that I would like to use. I'm just gonna that's interesting, but makes me want to vomit the colours. Let's see what happens when I tip it out. I'm sure somebody in the world loves that colour combination. And it definitely looks like somewhere in one of those pots was some silicone. There had to be to get that come up. Not a fan. Not a big fan. Oh, I like that smeared kind of thing that's happening. This here is quite funky. Yeah, there you go. Blue! Yay, I like blue. Have you ever actually just sat and played with paint like this, guys? Play, play, play. Look at that. This piece here, I am loving that. So, what have you been unwilling to play with? Oh, that could be taken dodgy. Sorry. Oh no! Don't tell me I don't have it. Oh, wait, I do have one. Yay! I need a rectangle for that. Definitely need a rectangle for that. Okay. Now, if you are washing your cabochons off and reusing them, please, 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 please make sure that you clean them well. That back side needs to be shiny. So if you haven't seen me do this before, this is a glass cabochon, and there's a link in the description on where you can find them. And you put your blue tack or poster putty on the rounded side and stick a stick in it to hold it as a thing, and then you just go in and dip just like that, and it picks up whatever you saw. Look at that, that's so pretty. I like that. And then all you have to do is turn it upside down and balance it on the rounded part. I can't tilt that so you can see what I'm doing. Just like that. And let it dry. Let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. Let's go back in and have another look. Oftentimes when you dip like that, you leave behind some sort of funky looking design. Sometimes. Like, I really like this piece here. See if we can grab that on a square. Polish, polish, polish. Ah! Sorry. I grabbed it, but then I dropped it. Dropped it underground. It's not pretty anymore. What's right about that I'm not getting? You know what's right about it? Check out what got created by that dip. That is funky. You could go on for hours sometimes. They just reveal and reveal and reveal and reveal and reveal more and more and more. So be prepared with lots of cabochons. And you can buy cabochons all over the place, like Wish and stuff like that. I get mine on Amazon because I use the affiliate money that you guys contribute to me. Oh, that's pretty. By buying through my Amazon links. I get to spend that on buying stuff to play with on videos. Yay, thank you. And those of you that get really annoyed with the ads at the beginning, just know that by watching at least 30 seconds of those ads, you're contributing to the person whose video it is. We get paid. If you watch 30 seconds of the ad or the whole ad, then we get like 6 cents. And for me, if it wasn't for that money coming in, and it's not a lot each month, but that along with the Amazon affiliate stuff, I'm just showing you the backs of these because I just torched them and they've come up kind of pretty. So those will dry, and I will show you them when I show you the dry painting. I adore you, I adore you, and I'll see you super soon. Bye bye. So there's still a lot of paint left on here. A lot, a lot, a lot. Look at all that paint. Don't like that green. So I really like that piece there. That will make a very pretty card. So I'm going to let that dry. If you haven't seen me making cards, I do have a video on that. So check out the playlist at the end of the video, the acrylic Pour NZ playlist, and go back through that and check out how to make cards with acrylic skins. So there we go. I'll show you this when it's dry too. Bye. Okay, so I'm not so excited about using the plastic when it's loose like that, but what I noticed was once there's a little bit of paint down there, and this is actually a baking tip that I learned recently, you put a little bit of paint, moisture under your paper, and it stays down, and that won't slide around and it wouldn't stick up, it wouldn't. So it's not going to save me on paper, but if you saw how easy that was when I was making those cabochons. Oh, that's funky. You know, working on plastic rather than working on paper that's dissolving. Then, don't get too close with the flame. Subtle, subtle. Yeah, highly, I quite liking it. Let's just grab something out of there. Where am I wanting? Gonna go round and round and round. Where she stops, nobody knows. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. For which piece should I go? Stick it in the paint and see if it wants to play with me. Over there. Okay. Very subtle, but very pretty. Check it out. Like it. I like it like that. And once again, it's made one of those funky little sucker move spots. Stick your hand into the pot and see what comes out. That's quite pretty too. See? It's a never-ending story. Oh, we got a love heart this time. Sometimes I go to turn the cabochon before I dip it, and I just can't actually move my hand. It's like the cabochon's going, no, I'm going that way. Don't second guess. Okay, I'll listen to you. Well, that's kind of funky. All right. So we've got 3 more cabochons. Whoops, don't burn the paper, Michelle. Okay, and now stop playing and let's see how quick cleanup is. quite often with my cleanup, it takes ages to peel the paper up, and then I have to clean the plastic underneath. But because we haven't had puddles of paint seeping through, we're not going to have that problem. And this was going in the bin anyway, guys, so we can't recycle this soft plastic here in New Zealand at the moment. We used to, but China stopped taking it. So that is going to be one of the fastest cleanups I've done for a while. Move those cabochons out of the way. So I might have another go at using that in the future. How does it get any easier than that? And you know, when I use questions like how does it get any easier than that, it's not from a conclusion of that's the easiest it's going to be. It's from a, and what else is possible? How does it get easier? That's pretty easy, and I reckon there's an easier way. Give me some information. Show me what's possible, guys. Alright. So there we go. Thank you for joining me, and I'll be back when it's all dry. Alright, so here it is. It's all dry, and once again, with my painting, I tend not to have too much movement during the drying process. It really comes down to how the paint dries, and if I've got bits in my paint, tiny little bit there, but nothing too much to worry about. Yeah, so I really like that. That's funky. It could become something quite interesting. It's definitely not what I was after when I was testing it. There's a few things that I'm not excited about this painting. One was the yellow invasion, the lack of white, the amount of green I got. You tend not to see green in a sunset. I did like the wavy look. I would really love it if I could get it so that the wavy look was on one end and the top didn't do that. So we had sort of like a sunset here setting into the sun, into the water. This really does have that water effect that I was talking about. So I'm going to have to do some more practicing, more playing, and get that looking what I'm after, or at least get the colours that I need and the consistency that I need. And then when it comes down to the final project, it's really just going to be okay, what do you actually wish to be? And using these colours, let's create that. And I'm just going to have to get out of my own point of view about what it should look like and let it show up as whatever it looks like. So I must say I do like the little bit of cellular stuff that showed up because of the silicone that was in the paint, but it was only in, from what I can see, it was only in the red and only a very, very little amount. So that's quite fun and funky to me. So I'm willing to have a small amount of silicone in one of the colours. The yellow, way too invasive. I think it was too runny, and I put a lot too much in. If you remember, I tried to sprinkle it across the top and then change my mind to running it down the side. So I ended up putting in a lot more yellow than I wanted. So yeah. Next time around, we'll see what shows up. So how did the cabochons come out? Let's have a look at those. This is always fun. What's required here? There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Well done, Michelle. That one's quite pretty. I like it. Would you have it with the cells at the top or at the bottom? Personally, I quite like it at the bottom, and I think this would look really good in one of those wire wrap scenarios with a funky wire thing across that top. So you've got the beauty down here, and then you've got the something funky with the wire wrap going on up there. So I'll have to ponder on that one. And then we've got this one. This was the After Splush, and I really like that. There's something about that one that just really speaks to me. I really like it. I do think that I would have it the other way around, have it that way. So yeah, that's, the back's quite funky too, and so is the back on this one. Let me show you. Look at those. So I'm actually going to have a go at resining the backs of these. Let's see what that shows up like. Hopefully that creates something pretty funky. And then the ones in the green, that's very simple, but I really like this strike of blue through it. That's cool. This one's a bit mellow. You call me mellow yellow, quite rightly. And I love this one. This one is stunning. Look at that. It's so pretty. So pretty. So that's all those. And how did the drying bit of card show up? That has come up really cool. Look at this. I'm not a big fan of this part here, but this part here, I love it. That is stunning. Really like that. So I had lots of fun creating these, guys. Thank you for joining me in my exploration of possibilities. And if any of these jump out at you and say, I want to go play at your house, please buy me, touch base with me, let me know, and we can organize a price and shipping or whatever that looks like. So if you are having fun with acrylic pouring, or would like to be having fun and want to see what other people are doing, ask questions, share your knowledge, please come play with us on the Acrylic Pouring for Fun Facebook group. It's a lovely group. It is not a group for posting lives about shucking oysters or selling anything. It is not a place for you to sell your art. Although if in the comments somebody says, do you sell? You're more than welcome to have that conversation with them. And it is also, it's called Acrylic Pouring for Fun. And the Facebook group should be fun as well. If you start causing unjoyful conversations, I will have a word with you. If you post something that is not appropriate, I will have a word with you. If I have to have a second word with you about it or about anything, you'll be off the group. So just know that you are responsible for what you create, and how you talk in a group. Please be aware of what that group is about. You know, you don't go flying into church and start talking about politics in the middle of the sermon. Well, as far as I'm concerned, you don't. Well, you don't in the congregation stand up in the middle of the sermon and start talking politics, do you? So please don't talk politics or religion or anything else like that in our group. That's not what it's for. Go find a group that is about that sort of conversation, and leave us to our acrylic pouring fun. I've also noticed there's a few people starting to post things that aren't acrylic pouring, or it was an acrylic pour, they hated it, they scrapped it off, and they did something completely different. Please stick to acrylic pouring. If you do an acrylic pour and then do some embellishments over top, paint a silhouette or a wolf or a something like that. We love seeing that, how you add to your acrylic pours, but please keep it to having a base of acrylic pouring. Anyway, that's enough of a spiel from me. I adore you all. I'm so grateful for you watching and clicking the affiliate links in the description if you're buying anything I've recommended, like the cabochons. Please, please, please use those links. That is a huge contribution to me. And watching the first 30 seconds of any ads at the beginning, that also helps pay for me to be able to be doing this with you guys. Super grateful. And what else is possible now? I adore you all, and I will see you tomorrow, probably, in another video. So hit that subscribe button, and don't forget, once you've hit the subscribe button, to hit the bell button, and then they'll notify you when I publish a new video. I adore you. Have fun, and bye-bye.